Good evening and welcome to South Africa Unfiltered, where we explore the untold stories and personal journeys shaping our nation. Tonight, we're honored to have a guest whose life is deeply intertwined with the struggle for political freedom. Join me in welcoming Siyalithatha, whose parents' fight for freedom has left an indelible mark on her own path. Thank you for joining us tonight. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us more about what you're about?
Let me be first to say thank you so much for being invited here to the show that is named
South Africa Unfiltered.
South Africa Unfiltered.
Yes.
Couldn't touch high about that word unfiltered.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Unfiltered simply means you get everything raw and authentic.
Raw
Yes.
and authentic.
Yes.
So usbiza apa, you gonna be raw, I'm gonna be raw.
Definitely.
So the people that you are calling to come through here are gonna come and see something as raw as possible.
And have to relate to it as raw as possible.
Okay. So, mandichoke.
Yeah.
Siyalithatha wakwamzayitume. I am 33 of age. I am born apha eBizana, Ward 1. Bayintombi yakwamzayitume igama lakhe kuthiwa nguDoli Xoliswa. Nomfana nkosi yami wale nsimbini ekuthiwa nguDumisani Vezi kwaMachi. Ndizalwa ke ngaba bantu ababini. I'm so happy that you are actually like pulling me from there, because that's where my rawness is from.
Yes.
People tend to think, especially in society today, ibe ngathi umuntu uve waba ngumuntu. Especially as young people, we must be real. Thina singamayanga, I'm sure akho umuntu nosazi nesibongo sakubo azithakazele azitsho. You understand? We don't hold down to that. And it's very important in having to know who is your father, who is your mother. It's good to know where you come from. Because where you're going, it will indicate your direction. Ndisho noba kuthiwa futhi background yaba bantu isezilana ufuna uqhatha ensimbini wavezi zilali nyani. I think umbani ufike nini pha. But I am not going to be ashamed of that. That's my home. That's where I come from. You understand? So ndiyavuya when you amplify me to be able to touch on that, because in most cases abantu bafuna ukwazi about lo muntu okhona phambi kwakhe. So truthfully, so people that really know myself or know my late sister Sisibulelwa Mzayidume know that my mom, our mother, my brother, my little brother, that's the one core thing that we held into our hearts.
So your parents played a very pivotal role in fighting for the political freedom in South Africa. How do you believe their aspirations to fight for freedom have influenced your journey and motivations?
First and foremost, I think their motivation on their own have given me a spirit that I think I was born with, to be the person that can stand not just alone, but revive the kind of people that can stand for people. I will make an example to you. There's a different fight that we are going through today. Their fight was apartheid, but there's a different elephant in the room, which is economical oppression, and that needs to come through to liberate, especially abantu abatsha. So with me saying what I'm saying is that I've become a person that has not looked upon ukuthi ngizobekwa, but I have worked my aspect zokuthi I just stand and go for things. I've done programs called Be the Youth with Vision, because I was like, I want young people to revive themselves. Let's not look upon having to have other people to try create things for us. Let's stop waiting for government to create things for us. We are not going to get it, and we're going to be depressed about it because they're not going to create the jobs for us. So we need to come with an entrepreneurial mindset, an economical strategy of ukuthi sinqoba njani this big elephant in the You understand? So with having to have gone through that kind of an approach, I think being an activist against gender-based violence, there's a lot of things I'm finding but it's indirectly because I never knew them, but their spirits are completely resonating in me because whatever that is there to speak for umtu, I stand and I'm unapologetic and I stand for it. And as I'm speaking at the current moment, I'm the chairman. I was recently elected with Millennium Support Services to be a chairman of change makers. We are looking around in the Eastern Cape, every municipality to have 3 change makers. And the approach is economic liberation. Remember, this is all provinces. We are saying that abantwana emakhaya abanama degrees abawapasileyo bawubeke emnyango okanye bawubeke edongeni, and it's having that you find yourself in a spot that you are now becoming inhlekiso or you inspire wherever. We want you to come back with those things, dust, and then come with an image. We're going to come and revive you. We're going to come and connect you. There are people that are above 35 to maybe 60 years, that those people have got so much of experience, but they do not have a gap to go work because the governing system, after 35 years, oh gosh, that's not proper. And now the aspect of that, all these different companies that are eating economy as South Africa, these people are elderly people. Government leaders are elderly people. You understand? There's a young lady, also parliament, who made a remarkable speech. Una lady, Chirwa, please forgive me if I said wrong. That lady, I want to say that's the kind of a breed of women or youngsters that we need. And we are that breed. That's why I can say, even yourself where you are at, that's what we are for. So ndizamugutike from their aspect of work. Ndibona izinto endizimelayo into yokuba that is a motivation, and it's a motivation which I'm very grateful for, because with their story and even not knowing them, it gives me a thing of maybe it was destined that maybe I get to have had these parents who maybe had that kind of a thing, but namdungu Siyalithatha, I am making my own stamp as a young person, and that must not intimidate people. Abantu abadala or whatever, nama youngsters, let's not find intimidation, because umntu wonke ophathiswa into ayiphathiswe. That's truly the part that I can really say utike kwelami icala, because I even got to be selected 2023 to being a deputy president of a political party, for Mishiwe National. I was deputizing Colony House. It was an honor. I'm like a nobody. In fact, other people on Twitter spaces where you find many great, iconic people giving a recognition to nobody on him. You understand? And that gave me hope. That gave me assurance ukuthi there's still a bit of hope that asizukuvalelwa ecaleni because of where our backgrounds are and all that stuff. And that is the thing that I stand for. Eyandicunukisa weskele yokuba i-backgrounds. I don't think it's fair. When you can't get that, why can't you not? And why are they not getting it, government? Why are you not allowing them to have the access? You understand? And we've got even have a thing in the Nzileyo. I'm trying to keep their spirit. We opened a foundation in my mother's honor, Utolim Zaitume Foundation. And we speak in that accord that what she was in that foundation, it must demonstrate that because it is her legacy. So Nakulando, it showcases in Dogba, even as Umdomcha, because she was young when she went there to Parliament. She was only 30 years. Sure. She was young. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter age. I don't know how old is una lady, but she's there. Yeah. So those are the kind of motivations. Yeah.
Thank you. So would you say that their struggle was solely for South Africa or also for the well-being of their children like yourself to prevent them from enduring suffering?
I think I'm not going to entirely take it for my parents alone. I think entirely bonke amaqabane namaqabanekazi. They were fighting for that Nat we would never have to go through what they went through. So I believe that we were in the behind. It can never be that they sacrificed much of time away from us for the fact that they are standing for everyone. Because in terms of what they stood for, it was not saying babemele khaya. There was no aspect of their move was based on having to be like from a certain place. The struggle was one, and it was apartheid. It was an injury to anyone. There was no tribalization that could infuse it. It was all a factor that everybody was just affected. So it needed for them all to sacrifice whichever way they could, because in the times of a political times, the apartheid, people were chosen into different roles by what they could do. So some went to exile. Some went to go and study law. Some went for other things. In that aspect of that commitment, they could have never, it would have been in vain if bangatwa besebenze away from their homes, their families, would be that they were not doing it with us in mind. So my mom and my dad, I'm very much sure, they were doing whatever that they were doing, serving and having to go through all the oppression and fighting against apartheid in the way they did. It had me in mind. It had my siblings in mind. It had that I must get a brighter future as well, like maybe they did. Yeah.
So tell us, how does this perspective continue to guide your commitment towards the cause for freedom today?
This aspect of a move on my side, it hits me to the point that Dibangati, I am a true comrade of that time. Because Ibangati, I am advocating those people. How can they have done all they did, sacrificing all they did, then abantwana babo balibaleke. I'll mention a couple of comrades that you find it very shocking, the way in which the fellow comrades have gotten to elevate in powers and positions, but have forgotten or neglected the point to going to remember and doing something in honor of those people. I'm touched because one of the comrades, and I had the privilege of getting close with Untombiak Mafungasho wak, Umtana Gatatu Krizan Tembisilehan. And the standard in which I'm very much disgusted or very much annoyed and angry to the fact that people are able to stand in podiums of parliament. People are able to say that they are leaders, but you have forgotten to stand for those that stood for you, like Kota to Krizan. Abantwana babo bayasokola, ikhaya lapho, even matambo tata wako no mama bako, the conditions are bad. So even with my standing in Dinendweti, there was a bit of a cry that happened before my sister's passing away. Eyokuba, the tombstone that the ANC had committed in doing, yalimala a few weeks or a month after. So my sister pleaded upon that to say, sicela nenze ngendlela yesidima for ikomanda lenu, because you are the ones that keep on saying wayengowenu, forgetting that wayezalwe kwabantu ekhayeni lo mntu before abe comrade lenu. You understand what I'm saying? So in that accord, when I looked upon it, just by that action alone, the statements that circulated, it was shameful for comrades to say statements of they did programs, like my mom died in March, the 8th of March, March. And in the March, they did a program at Bizana called Mr. and Miss Dolim Zaitume branch. We pleaded and we asked, we called a meeting, sacela, sathi as abantwana balumtu, ingcwaba lalumtu alikho right. Njengomntu omnyama, sicela ningayenzi program, inhli program. And mayifaka branch ANC because you don't have the right to the name. So I think that's where now we get very defensive, singaba bantwana. So I feel I have got a thing that's there to say, I am going to fight for those unsung heroes. I'm going to fight for those veterans. I'm going to fight for those children's children. I'm going to fight because we suffered. But it's so sad that the other people must suffer. Asithi we are entitled. But now, why are you deliberately closing doors on us? What have I done? Did my mom did you wrong? Did my mom not serve properly? If there is a case that my mother died, maybe good standing. If my mother was not in good standing, Do share so that then we can then say with shame, sithi hayi madoda masingacingi into yokuba singancedakala. But it's a shame. So I'm trying to make sense to me. It has brought to my heart that it's a responsibility in me that we need to do this. And isimele lento even through the foundation lega mama uDolimzo Ayidume Foundation.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. My dear sister, ndifuna nje ngokuqala ngokuthi ngxe to you and your family, and to also abanye abantwana who were born by comrades as a fighter for a struggle, but ke ngoku you did not feel welcomed because those doors enaninkqonkqoza kuzo were shut in your face, as if ngoku your parents had not contributed, had not taken their time and energy and their sweat and blood fighting for you and everyone else. Ngoku ingathi their actions and izinto abazicontributayo were in vain. So I would just like to say uxolo, nyani uxolo, because I don't think anyone has ever taken that chance to address you and be like, no, you know what, you did not deserve it. I want to let you know today that you do not deserve yonke lonto leyo, and even nangoku you still do not deserve it, though you may understand it wena kuba okay maybe ayisenziwa zi-actions ezithile nezithile, but for i-actions, for ezaa struggles zabazali benu bezamela nina, ndithi kuwe uxolo. I know, but it was not fair. And namke, I was born in the 2000s. I know nothing but the history that was passed down to me. But I know, but hearing yonke lento ngixelela yona, it's not fair. It was not fair then, it is not fair now. So I would just like to apologize to you and your family and ne families zamaqabane namaqabakazi at large, and also putting in context into yoba rejection is a terrible experience for anyone. I think even for children, because abantwana ke banazo eza emotions bangakwazi ukuzihide. When you reject a child, uyibona apha ebusweni into yoba it's not fair, it's not nice, and ke ngoku for you to have experienced that, it was really not fair. So rejection ke ngoku has played as terrible as it is, it has played a very pivotal point kuwe, I'm sure, and also you witnessing it nakubanye abantu. Tell us more about how that made you feel.
Yeah, it was a very terrible situation for anyone to go through. And I just want to say thank you. I think people think we expect too much. I didn't mean to.
No, that's totally okay. Don't apologize for your emotions. It's totally understandable. And also nabantu, they need to know that it's okay to not be okay. So you can't act like ayikuchugumisi yonke lento sithetha ngayo. Deep breaths.
I need to take the deep breath for real. As I sit here, I sit representing many remarkable women. I sit here representing my aunt, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, who I feel was the right woman who should have been given a chance. She never got the thank you. When I looked into history, if it failed there, to other women. It's not that women are meant to be placed voluntarily, but if I am good enough for it, give me the privilege and the honor because I am deserving of it. So the rejections and oppressions that have been felt in my lineage are too much. And for the struggle of the South Africa, coming to my mother, coming to my sister, many of Abantu, I will never shy away from this because I was very touched and close to this. When I think about Cleopatra Hani and what they're going through in that family, it cuts me deep. I'm genuine from the heart. I even said to another presentation, even if you might not do things for us, uqale ngotata uKhrizani. Do right. Go back to the home. Go check abantwana bakhe. Do something. I mean, in your serving, it's not just only by you niqhube ngathi akuzange kube khona. Do it practically. So, truthfully so, yeah, and touch the way, because that's all we wanted. Yeah. We just wanted to get what we went through, all we went through, and then just a bit of just all. Then it's okay. It's so grind like everybody else, because what I say entitled, it's fine. We'll grind like every other child, because so I can't say what we went through is that the fight was for everyone. And I still believe Uguti, there's no freedom here. There's no freedom because we never got economic freedom. We were told Uguti, you can go to schools, you can speak in your language, but that's it. That's not enough. We were not given the economy. The lands with the mines were not ours. ZP. We were stripped everything. So I'm trying to make sense into it again, Kosazan. The journey ahead is still a bit long. Yeah. But we are the soldiers through those routes. I don't despise my parents. Yeah. I don't despise the spirit I have in me. I'm grateful. Yeah. But I'm like, I am for a good cause. Yeah. I might not have anything showcased right now, but when I get up and I go, I always find at least I will get something to be thanked by God for maybe. Yeah. That I have tried to help Abantu the best way I can, because there was no one willing enough to try and help me when I needed it. Yeah. So experience of that rejection, and I'm very thankful, truthfully.
Self-empowerment is often cited as very crucial for the South African youth and elders alike. In your view, why is it essential in our societal context today?
I think if I didn't have a proper foundation vested in myself, in my inner being, I would have not have made it. There were times with the challenges that I faced, there were moments I could have thought of like thinking it's better just to end. Because when you get bullied, people don't understand the side effects that you create to that child. Because ufiga abe in a battlefield internally.
Yes.
And we take depression so hard. So I'm trying to share these things because we need to remind that self-empowerment is a semotweni by getting a job, getting a house, getting to go to the gym. Yes, it's good to look after yourself as a body. It's good. I'm not saying don't do that.
Yeah.
But there are things that make you Siyalithatha, make me Siyalithatha, making that my spiritual being. And abantu need to understand this, because believe but you need to have a source, because when the enemy that is yourself comes to you and gives you your own understandings, or look at you, so self-empowerment plays your direction. Then iphinde futhi inthathe kwi-angle yokuthi, because of the struggle of today in terms of this economy, if wena Siyalithatha, because I'm not going to lie to you, and it's a big challenge for having ube ngumntwana ofana njengam, because I'm not in a specific group. I passed well. I went to study auditing. Xa ndifunda auditing, in my third year, I got an incident of being raped. It messed up a lot of confidence. It messed up the whole thought of what and this and that. But I didn't just have to like ngathi ndiyeke because of that obstacle. Honestly speaking, I didn't think auditing was for me. Ndayithathiswa because I was just qualifying for the course. And I thank him for it. Because nobody I will do it, and I'm wanting to defeat that demon. Because it's very hard to go back to a place where that incident happened. And people take it lightly. Would say, Haibo, and it's not about how dala. It's a situation we find ourselves. If many people who think they know Siyalithatha, even when we were in varsity, who could be honest enough, did I not change somehow? Because I went back. My voice of being a vocal person, loving person to people, I drew back. And if I had a self-empowerment in a way, or self-empowerment of having osis and nabo, or having friends that I was going to be able to confide to, having a place, I would have made it different. So zininzi ezizinto. But beyond that, I discovered a lot. I can sing. I can entertain people. I love people's creativeness. I see greatness in people. So kuningi that I'm discovering, I discovered upon myself in the whole process of this life of a journey. But I recognize in the battle of this economy, people are being shut into this thing, yokufunda metric. I'm not saying it's wrong, but your greatness is not in the classroom. The greatness that really is there as a young person is the things that you would look down upon. Like in the aspect of being in a church, some get to be ushers. That's a skill. Some get to be intercessors. That's a skill. Others get to be sound on. Some get to be whatever. Zininzi izinto that you need to get to find about yourself, because there's a lot of business opportunities. I'm good at speaking and motivating people. That's the money. By you going to do a speech, it's money. I get booked for it. To go and MC, I get booked for it. To go and sing, I get booked for it. And but it's a God-given gift. But we overlook these things that God has given us. Another person only go, but that's a gift for you. You're undermining your treasures. You're carrying it in you. So self-empowerment goes a very long way. It must be something that is entirely ngalomtu. It's about me. So, truthfully so, if that is not there, then that's where depression creeps in. Because ufiki voices that gives you reminding efforts, even if you're doing so well, you're trying your level best. So I think, I hope I've answered in a proper manner. And in the Icholento, there's one thing that anyone could ever take is that, you know what, especially abantu abatsha, beyond having to be children, young people, we have been completely robbed. We were told that we must go and get the key, which is education. Many have got it.
Really rough, because they told us to go get the education, but when it's our turn to make use of that education, suddenly all the doors are locked. So it's very, very rough out here. I don't want people to look at it as an, oh well, she looks like she has it all together, but in reality there's a lot of things that hinder our growth as the youth, because as you've said, I didn't want to stop you at the time. You were raped. That is a very, very incredibly awful thing for you to experience. And I know if it were me, I would have probably ended my life, or I would have been involved in drug or alcohol use, because that's the reality of the things that happen. But here you are telling us about these things that matter so much, and I appreciate your bravery and your strength to come out like this. And yeah, man, yeah.
I'm touched by your story as well. I mean, I'm also thankful that I got a chance to actually spend a time and just chat with you regarding this stuff. Because another thing is that abantu aba understand ukuthi I had every scenario esibhekana nayo, it leaves something of a stamp. I had an incident whereby, and I'm sharing this thing because I want to get to give light that don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And futhi, how this is going to come out to everyone is okay to come out the way it's going to come out, because I want to become raw and authentic. I want to come out real, because as ndiza ndiqonqoza ndizovela nakweyiphi community, people must remember lamntana is lamntana raw and authentic. Another external agenda, the one thing that I'm saying that we've got to fight, that we need to fight for. And you cannot be able to fight any other thing beyond fighting with yourself. Fight with yourself, in that even if abantu bathethe ntoni or whatever that's been said or whatever door has been there, I can imagine how many doors have been shut on my face in Nkosazana. Futhi ndibona uba ndiyimokari. And I go in that venue and I go out with the head up high, but ndiyazi uba it is okay.
Yeah.
And futhi ndiphinde ndizame the next day. That's the part that's very funny, of that you go to stubborn. So Rome was never built in one day, but in one day.
Yeah.
So usakhiwa Rome. And that's the thing. And I wanted to say something that will also give light. There's a word in the Bible that has made I've always seen that I was a creative person. When I would read the Bible, I always took it as a storytelling. Joseph's story was very profound. That person resembles Abandabacha. That boy had dreams.
You know?
How many of our dreams have been stolen? How many of Abandabacha they had to compromise because of background?
Yeah.
Umntwana had a dream. Like you had a dream to be in the embassy.
Yeah.
Umntwana wasebizana.
You know?
You understand? There's a thing that you said.
Anthropology.
And please don't judge me, people, like about
Nobody
this.
has heard of it. Surprisingly, nobody
is it?
has heard of it. Anthropology. Anthropology is basically the study of humans and their cultures. And there are so many aspects within anthropology. There's social anthropology, which caught my eye because I'm a very social person, and we were given e-research to kind of interview people. There was a thing called participant observation, and you get to interview people based on a topic that you're given, right? And you can literally go to lens ezinde because you are trying to find different perspectives about one topic from different people. So yeah.
But I think this talk show is the stepping direction.
That's exactly
and
what
I think
said.
now you need to move from this venue and go to the ground, as how you're saying you want to go check the places. And husband ngathini. One thing that I want to also mention, because siyayivala ngoku andifuna usibethe kule ndawo. We've got many seats we sit.
Yes.
Ndihleli kule ndawo. I'm very honored to be part of the office of the Royal Kingdom eMampondo. Kwindlu the late King Zanozuko. And I'm getting into endichazayo ngawe. And I'm finding ukuthi it would be very correct to say that it would be an honor in that in the second heritage celebration in his honor, as always in September, that you and your team could be there.
Wow.
It is greatly growing, and it would be lovely to take the second step alongside you. And futhi uphilise that part in you as well, because I don't want to lie to you. I see something, as I said before, you'd say I don't know what it is, but there's some greatness, and I'm looking forward to seeing your shows moving forward, seeing other things that you will unfold, and continue being compassionate and being as empathetic as you are, because I could feel that you are not just hearing ngokuthetha, but you're also getting to connect with me. And I pray that nabantu abatsha, man, they're going through a lot.
Yeah.
I pray that in any situation umuntu omtsha azibhaqa kuyo, ndiyacela, don't give up. Don't give up. I think I'm a proper evidence, and I didn't deserve it, but I went through it. I'm not saying other people that deserve. I'm trying to make sense when I say I don't deserve it, is because I think my parents did that part already. They felt the hard things. But even though may I be a motivation I could have given up.
You know?
I could have thrown myself. I could have killed myself. I could have done a lot with myself. And also, there are things that happen that other people will never speak. And in the theater, because healing is very powerful. There was a thing when the theater I think a few days ago, and it made me very emotional. You know, I have a little brother. When my mom passed away, he was 1 month. And I always felt for him. And I feel for him now. And he got to get into Dacha first, got to get into drugs fully. He went to rehab and all those things. But there was a point whereby in everything that happened is when I never thought that a man could lay hands on me. And through the substance abuse of him using what he used, it was the first time having a male hit me. You understand? And I got hit in Alimal. And that is a trauma. Because at the end of the day, it's something that is not humane. It's a thing you can't explain it. It doesn't mean I don't forgive you, but there's a thing that stays. So even when we go through the most of things, we can't give it out on people. You understand? I can't give it out on you, because even when I give it out to you, you're going through your own things. And at the end of the day, that's why Nditike, even his story, he's got a story on his own. He's hardworking, and I always find he doesn't know how to apologize. He's going to take me places to surgery or something. He doesn't know how much he can apologize for it. And it's not that he's the problem. It's the young person I saw that he saw himself healing drugs, and they got the better of him. So I'm trying to make sense to everyone. We make these mistakes. We make bad choices. We as a you understand? But don't stay there.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
Don't stay there. Don't give up.
Yeah.
And be the youth with vision, please. Have vision, please.
Yeah.
Bring visions and ideas. The government has made us to be like Asnangondo. You've got greatness in you. You've got ideas in you. And please, do not wait for anyone to come with it. Bring your ideas. I am up for this. I am a commander. I am here to fight so that we can be liberated.
Definitely. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Siyalithatha, for sharing your incredible insights and personal reflections with us tonight on South Africa Unfiltered. Your journey reminds us of all the profound impacts that history has had on our present and our future.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a true honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So join us every Friday as we continue to explore the authentic stories that shape our nation. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at South Africa Unfiltered. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me also on all social media platforms, Siyalithatha Msaidume. And thank you again. Thank you
very much.
I am someone that has gotten to play this instrument. I'm self-taught, and I think music for me has been the one tool that has allowed for me to release some of the things that maybe I have encountered as an setting that we had. So I hope the song that I'll be doing called Ubomi will bless you somehow. It will give you life, to be encouraged and to have hope. In many things, I do believe that your dreams must come true. Carry on. So by this song, I hope it gives you that light. I do want to mention as well, Guti, I'm very much humbled. I won't lie to you. This is too much of me to be doing. And I pushed myself. So I'm trying to say that facing the fears that maybe are before you is very good, because now I faced my fear. I went to auditions for not knowing or thinking that maybe they would even find something in me, but I was so humbled to get 3 yeses from the judges, and I am going to be representing the Eastern Cape in those shows that are already starting to be playing in SABC1. I hope that you too, from where I come from, Mbizana, Eastern Cape, South Africa, you may support and see something in me too. Thank you so much. You can follow me on the social media platforms. Thank you.
Hendubu pilileyo kungenceba yakho ba